Okay, I don't know. Do you want to talk about Andrew Yang?
Sure.
Just like, I mean,
what part of what do you want?
There's just so much about him that like is completely fascinating to me. Well, it's not really him because I don't think he's fascinating. I think he's pretty like cut and dry hipster.
Okay,
like,
there we go. Thank you.
Pretty easy. But what I think is fascinating is like the types of people who flock to him, who are like in his. It's kind of a cult, man. Like, I hate to say it, like, I hate to diminish people's, like, political hopes and dreams like that, but if you're a Andrew Yang supporter, I think you're in a cult, and if you need help, like, call me, I will help. I will help you get out.
Do the whole personality cult thing, cult of personality, however you want to describe it, is something that I've been noticing just more so in general, in that, yeah, those things that you just mentioned about Yang is everything that I was just thinking. But I was like, it's been no different with Kamala Harris.
No.
It's been no different with Tulsi Gabbard.
No.
Hell, it's not even actually been all that different with Bernie Sanders or Warren.
It really isn't.
If you're somebody who cares about the ideas, then, and I think I care about the ideas, I believe that Bernie has the best ideas and that he is a real OG and really believes in what he's saying. But the thing is that
if there were a guy half his age who was running, and
who had the same
platform, I'd be like, Bernie, move the fuck over. You need to go, you need to drop your campaign. You're too old. But there's no one else. There's no one else. There's no one else who has that kind of,
not even close.
You know? Yeah. If AOC were running and she had a little bit more of a political, experience, I'd be like, Bernie, drop out. Let AOC take this thing. She's got the right idea.
Yeah.
She's got the energy. She's got the face. She's got the whole shebang. She does have a very nice face. I don't know, not to be one of those fucking creepos, but
no, I'm not one of those. I mean, you know me. I'm not some pussyfoot liberal where you're like, no, you can't make a comment about a person's physical appearance. No, AOC, she's a very attractive woman. In addition to being
very
literally one of the most intelligent people in her position.
Yeah.
And and very, very, very savvy in multiple ways.
She's the whole deal. She's the whole package.
Hell, same thing with Nina Turner, who I think is just fucking hot as hell. I just think she's fucking hot, and she's brilliant, and she's an OG progressive, and she's the bomb, and I don't think people on the left should be afraid of saying that, yeah, we appreciate good aesthetics, or that we appreciate high aesthetic quality and high performance level and good representation.
And good praxis.
And it's good praxis. It's like, who's to say that, just because we're progressive, we can't have sex appeal? It'd be fashionable. Yeah, But anyway, to get to the real point
is, but even with AOC, there's cult of personality too.
Exactly. People are always talking about her memes and shit. I'm like, yeah. It's, cute little dunk or whatever on the competition. But
oh my god. Basically, it's like, whenever she, says something in the Senate, it's like a fan cam. It's like a political fan cam.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It is very strange.
Yeah. And actually, to bring in another example that may not seem as close, but, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the situation in Bolivia.
Right.
With their military coup that ousted their popularly elected indigenous leader, Evo Morales.
Yeah, no, I haven't been keeping up with that. But he's in Mexico now. Or he was in Mexico.
I think he's in Argentina at some rally. I don't know if he's going to go back or if he's staying in Argentina now or if he's trying to go back to, if he feels like he's been able to rile up enough resistance. Because they have been taking back some parts of the country, from the fascists, the right wingers. But to not get too deep into his shit, but one of the problems about why he was able to even be ousted, because remember, they tried this shit in Venezuela with Nicolas Maduro and his opposition, Juan Guaido. And this dude, he was basically handpicked by the State Department to overthrow Venezuela. But Maduro was smart enough, he had developed those relationships with the military and some of the other business leaders and shit that they didn't turn. And so the coup was a failure.
Right.
One of the reasons why the coup in Bolivia was not a failure, was a success, is because he didn't foster the same level of loyalty and confidence, because he had been a leader, I guess, for 12 or 14 years, and he had been rightfully elected, but he had been making some missteps in his policy, and so while he was still fairly popular, he didn't have the same consensus. There wasn't the same consensus around him, so he was able to come in and be replaced.
Right.
He has since named a replacement, but really, when his popularity first started going down in the last election, before this
we're talking about Maduro right now?
No, we're talking about Evo Morales now.
Oh, we're talking about Evo Morales.
Sorry, maybe I didn't make that clear. No, but Maduro, he's managed to hold on to power and shit, whereas Evo Morales, was ousted because he had relied too much on the personality cult of I'm the first indigenous leader and I did all these other social programs and blah 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 blah. Look at all these great things I did. And it's like, okay, but every constituency always asks the same question at any given time. What have you done for me lately? And it's like, okay, yeah, you did this and that in the beginning, but then you've also made these missteps recently and haven't really accounted for them. So it's kind of, so then like, it's even somebody whom, we think is a great leftist leader and has the right ideas and is blah, 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 blah. It's like, you still need to be able to get that consensus,
consistency, right?
I mean, however you want to call it, he made well, here's the thing. Every individual is going to make mistakes.
Right.
Okay, you're going to have to get to tie your shoes, or your fly's going to be down, or you're going to walk into a fucking door. Everybody is a disappointment to themselves, so how can you not be a disappointment unto others?
Right.
That's why no matter how much you believe in your leader, no matter how honest or sincere they may be, you still need other qualities that have nothing to do with the substance.
Right.
And so sometimes that means that it's why political leaders, if they lose an election or two, they step down as the leader of those movements.
Right.
Not because they're not still good leaders, but because, that stain matters to a lot of people. The stain of a loss matters.
Right.
Even though it's stupid, it shouldn't. Because in real life, you can make mistakes and come back from them. But when it comes to stuff like politics and image and shit like that, it does matter. It just does. And so it's like, that's why the cult of personality thing is scary, because like, if you're somebody who just cares about the ideas and can make criticisms of somebody, no matter how much you agree with them, there's always gonna be a certain number of people who are just like, you're just a fucking hater, or you're part of the opposition, and blah 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 blah, like the Andrew Yang thing.
Oh man,
you know what I'm saying? When I was when I talked about the UBI, Universal Basic Income. It's like, it's a good idea, but I'm like, he just wants to do the Bill Clinton, get in there and give you UBI, but then take away your other social benefits and shit.
Well, it's also like, it's the way that he's implementing it is for a lot of, this is theoretical. This is like, if he doesn't flip-flop on UBI the second he gets into the office, semi flip-flopped on Medicare for All, which would not be surprised.
No, of course.
But also, I would be very surprised if he stays in the race too much longer. Because I can imagine he's probably running out of money. Because he's polling at like a 2-3%?
I forget what he's been polling. No, that's the thing, is that like, he's actually fourth outside the top three. So of course the main three is Biden, Bernie, and Warren. And basically fourth position has been swapping out like Harris and Buttigieg, and whoever the fuck was in there before. I don't know once Andrew Yang falls off. But the thing is, I agree with you that he's gonna fall off eventually, but I think that I think part of what's happened is that a lot of people just want to see something different. Even if you like Bernie or Warren, there's still a lot of people out there that are just like, okay, can we at least just get somebody that's not an old white person? Right. Just for presentation's sake.
Yeah, just for the sake
of the optics.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't know. It's like, see, that's man. That's like the.
To me, that's lame as fuck, because that's just playing the identity.
It is identity
politics.
It's like straight up identity politics. It's like I get it, and I think that it is important, right? Yeah. But it's also like, when the option is old white guy who literally has been fighting for the exact same thing his entire political career, and it's always been like on the progressive side. It's always like he literally was in the civil rights movement. He literally protested along Martin Luther King Jr. Literally. Yeah. Versus like the Asian guy who went to business school, started a company, was a CEO, and like just has no political pedigree whatsoever, and suddenly decides to run after Donald Trump becomes president. Like, I'm a little dubious.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit dubious.
No, and then the thing is, like, if you go in certain communities...
Also, sorry, running on,
go ahead.
Also, running on the probably the most populist, like, campaign thing ever, which is free money. Free money for everybody.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like that? Who doesn't like free money?
What about inflation? Just take the money. Just give you free money.
Unless you're on welfare. Then you don't get free money. You already get free money. But everyone else gets free money.
Yeah. And then once you get your free money, then shut the fuck up about everything else wrong in society.
Yeah.
But what about we give us free money and fix the infrastructure? Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
Fuck up.
Can I get better insurance? What about Medicare?
$1,000 and shut the fuck up. Fuck out of here.
Pleb. Ugh.
Fucking pro. We're trying to make a fucking Hyperloop. We're trying to build a tube under Las Vegas. God damn it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
identity politics shit, because like I just had to talk to my dad about it, about the shit a couple of days ago, because he was talking about he mentioned Kamala Harris shit, and I was just laughing, and he was like what? And I was like, how is he gonna come in on a platform of I'm the black woman presidential candidate?
Yeah.
And then I told him, I said, and guess who she was polling the lowest with? Guess who she had the least support with? And then he's like, black women? I was like, yeah. And I was like, why do you think that is? Because they knew better?
Yeah.
You know, because they knew something about it. I was like, yeah, it's like, yes, no fucking shit.
Yeah.
Her greatest support came from what'd you say?
White women.
White women.
Yeah.
But no, she had some black support. You know, it was mostly white women. Yeah. But the black support she did have were for people that are already part of the machine.
Mm-hmm.
The people who are already in there and that would have been queening Hillary as she was, starting conflicts with Russia and all the other bullshit that she was doing when she was running the State Department.
Dude, that whole, I'm flummoxed by, like, how that is still a thing. Like, people are still, like, in the cult of Hillary. It's crazy. It's almost 2020.
Dude, it's what this shit does to the mind. It's what it's done to the mind. It's why so many people still have a hard time dealing with criticisms of Obama. Because the fact that Obama just existed as a black man, as the leader of the free world, as they like to say, world, as they like to say, you can't criticize him on anything because everything was the fault of the Republicans. Right. Even when he had a supermajority for the first 2 years of office, and then one of the first things he did was bail out the goddamn banks.
I mean, even when it was literally only his job to authorize the drone strikes, like, kill them.
All you had to do was say no.
Yeah.
All you had to do was say no.
All you had to do was say no,
and just have the balls to actually just stick through and see what happens.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, and look, I'm not saying that he's a pussy for worrying about what. Hey, look, I'm not saying that you don't have no reason to worry about. We know that
President Obama, who is definitely listening right now.
Obama, yeah, I know you're definitely hearing this shit. I'm not saying that just because you take into consideration other factors besides political consistency, then that means you're completely irredeemable. But the thing is, he just did back-to-back things that just showed, okay, not only is he not a fighter, he will actively give concessions to people who are who are engaged in class warfare. I mean, he helped stifle. Don't forget that his presidency occurred during one of the social movements that helped define the level of activism people are in now in the state of being aware of class, which was Occupy Wall Street.
Right.
He was in charge when that shit was happening, and helped to most likely helped to subvert it.
Oh yeah. No.
So it's like, not only was he not a fighter, he will actively participate on the wrong side. He actively put himself on the wrong side of history.
Right.
I mean, but he's cool and he sings black music and, he, makes memes or whatever, and he's a sexy young black guy, so, and he's cool, cool. He has a certain flavor, a certain jive to him,
He is cool.
He has a certain rhythm.
I mean, he is cool as fuck, though. Like, you can't deny, like, as much as he is, like, a no-lit, like, total, kind of, like, bad, garbage, bad policy guy, neo-lib shit policy guy, man, dude. He's cool. he does appear extremely cool. Like, I would still want to hang out
What
with
the fuck?
him.
Okay, so here's the thing, and this is just the thing about American culture in general.
Yeah.
Is this concept of cool.
Yeah.
Right? Why is that shit cool?
Why is he cool? He's like, no, like, just the way, like, he's like confident, and he's like, all like, you know, like,
because to me, he's a fucking dweeb.
Yeah. You think so?
To me, he's a fucking dweeb. If he was my uncle, he's so you know, I don't know if you ever saw him, how he interacted with Vladimir Putin.
No.
How dismissive Vladimir Putin of him is.
Yeah.
Because Vladimir is like, obviously he's a sociopath.
Yeah.
But he's also very much, but he also has, he can still pick up on bullshit.
Yeah.
Very easily. And he doesn't, I guess, he's not one of those people who's gonna be, swooned by compliments and by slick talk.
Right.
You know, he's very steely-eyed.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you see him and Obama's trying to do that charm and shit, and that would normally work on, like, all these other fucking goofballs, somebody who talks nice to them. But Putin is just like, why is he trying to, like, he basically just says it in Russian. He's like, why is he trying to, like, swoon me? Or why does he think that these silly words will work on me and like that? That's the way I feel. It's like your uncle, it's like your older relative whom everybody else sees as being cool and being hip, but you're just like, deep down, you're like, this dude's a fucking narc.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the impression. And the thing is that that's the impression I've always had of him. Yeah, he's the least nerdy. He's the least out of touch of your older relatives.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he's still a narc,
yeah.
and will sell you and all your fucking friends out on the drop of a dime. If it helps him put any more, help climb that ladder or give him any better social standing, he will sit there and mock you and then come and apologize to you later and be like, "Oh, you're sorry, buddy. You know,
I was just roasting you.
I was just roasting you. You know, I gotta put on for these folks. They're different than you and me." It's like, why are you saying you and me? Like, we're in this together.
Yeah.
No, so to me, I don't buy it.
For sure.
You know.
Yeah, I see that.
And so that's why all these other candidates, don't even fucking compare. Like, I don't fuck with Bernie. Like, I don't want Bernie to try to be cool. Yeah. I like Bernie because you have integrity, and that's what I'm most concerned with. Is integrity, your fucking passion for the fucking right causes, and always sticking by the right ideas. I don't give I will worry about what I think is cool. I don't need coolness from my politicians.
That's true. Yeah, no, I agree with you.
That's a fucking distraction.
Jangle.